Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.
A short update today, guys, on the space of cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, altcoins, and everything. Some important news to share with you today, as well as some technical analysis. So let's look at the price first. Of course, we see that we have like $144 billion now total market capitalization, which is almost like 30+% more than the minimum point, which was at like $3,200 for per Bitcoin. And now it's quite of a rally, I would say, and the volume is higher. But the point is that the dominance of Bitcoin dropped like by 2.5% from 55% plus, and that led to the rise of a lot of the altcoins prices. And it would mean that probably if the dominance of Bitcoin will rise again, maybe up to 55-60%, we will see the correction of those moves as we saw already for, let's say, for Bitcoin SV. You see it was the rise and then we dropped and so on. So and finally, if you look at the like these weekly charts for all the altcoins, including Bitcoin as well, you'd see that it was quite of a rally, and then maybe it was a correction of this rally, and now we're heading to the new rise, new part of the trend, new part of the rising trend. And let's look again at the price of Bitcoin. There are two things which I'm going to show you. First is that we have this sort of triangle, and it was broken upwards with a higher volume. And actually I tweeted about this and I posted on my Telegram group somewhere around here when we tested this resistance, and then a few minutes later it was broken. So I'm happy if you found it and if you got this risk and entry and get some of a profit of this move. Also, some of the positions which I opened in this area with altcoins. Of course, Bitcoin now is basically zero, or well, my position which I opened here, or even a bit in profit because I was trading a little bit over here. But the thing is, with altcoins, there are very nice gains. Like Ontology is still like 16%, and I expect to go it even higher if we'll go above this trend line. Not trend line, the resistance level. Also Ethereum went up, so I got like 15% as well, and it's in Bitcoin. So in fiat it's even higher. And also Neo rose like 5%, the rest like 1+%. So all the altcoins which I bought were in green, as well as like many altcoins which are growing these days, most of the altcoins, but still some of the nicer ones are there as well. So I'm happy about this trade. I will probably cover some of the portion of this trade when and if we will go to this region from 4,400 to 4,750 or something, because we are again about to test, I think, about to test this $4,100 level, and if we will do that, it's very likely that we'll break it, and if we'll hold above that, it's even more likely that we'll go to this zone where there's a lot of the short orders stops and liquidation prices are concentrated. So because this was a very strong level and a lot of people went short just with placing stops above that. So as soon as we'll go there, we'll have a lot of liquidity, and that may be either the start of the continuation and the confirmation of the new rise. If we'll go again higher and higher, that will be very, if we will not bounce down, like pull back from this level, from this zone downwards, then it would mean, if we'll go upwards, then it would mean that it's a very, very strong confirmation of the rise trend, the bullish trend in Bitcoin. If it will go down, if it will bounce from this level, or from a zone, or from this level, then it would mean that probably it could be the fourth Elliott wave, and we will go to the new low, which I still see quite of a possibility to go like below $3,000, and even crazy like $2,000 or even lower. And I have most of my fiat waiting for these positions to entry. But anyway, this is my personal opinion, not financial advice, guys. So think on your on behalf of yourself, and like make your decisions on your own, right? Because this market is really, really risky. The second thing about the trends is that, as you see, when we were falling down from 6,000, we finally made some kind of the resistance line over here. In principle, it is even a channel more. So this trend line over here was broken finally in this area. So we broke it, and then it's actually even better to look at the daily chart. So we broke it, and then we held above it, then we tested it from the top, and we basically bounced from this trend line, and now we are going up again. And if you look at this chart, you would see that in principle this is a very reasonable correction, and this was a very reasonable trend line which was reacting to with the price perfectly, and then we're now going up. And this this thing, it looks more like not even a correction, but more like accumulation zone. And you see the volume is going lower and lower, so probably the break of this line is very likely to happen on this low volume. So again, my expectation at the moment, considering all those things, is that we will go probably to this area, and I will look at the market, look at the volume and everything, how it will behave. But generally, I would expect more likely to go down from this point, from this zone, to the new low, and at this area we will finally find the final bottom somewhere around this zone, and go up, and the new bull market will officially start from this point. So that's the plan, that's the strategy. I must share with you a couple of news. This news is about Bakkt, and it's not really positive, especially if you look at just the title. Launch of Bakkt Bitcoin futures market may get postponed again. If you remember, it was set to December 12th, and then it was said that it will be postponed to January 24th. And then now they say, okay, we probably will. Well, they don't say that, but there are sort of rumors, speculations that it will be postponed at least few days from 24th. It's not that a big deal, but still it makes people, investors, a bit worried. Like even whether the Bakkt will be launched at all. But you see, guys, Bakkt is backed by ICE, by ISE, which is Intercontinental Exchange, the partner company of the New York Stock Exchange. So you see, guys, those people are not likely to fail in their business, like too big to fail, right? So I would expect they will launch their service, their futures. And the thing is about these futures is that, unlike the Bitcoin futures offered, just a reminder for you, offered by CME Group and CBOE, Bakkt will be physically settled, meaning actual Bitcoin will change hands rather than cash when the contracts expire. So additional scarcity for Bitcoin, really, really good. Together with ETF which will be in February. So everything is like coupled together, like correlated with the same time scale, you see. And if they will sort of resonate, then it would have an additional impact on price, which we all are expecting to happen. And yeah, so we'll see. Of course, it may not happen, and we will not see anything, or a price will actually go against, like the opposite direction from the expected one. If the news will be positive, the price may drop, and vice versa, because this is crypto. But it's very unlikely. So I would pretty much expect that both things will happen, and the Fidelity also will run their service, and those three things will boost the price maybe up to at least $6,000, maybe even higher to 10K or something, and that would be really great. Speaking about the ETF and possibilities, here is the news. An exchange-traded fund will be listed in Kenya, as I understood, but those people who are launching it, they will be partner, or at least do some work together with NSE, and interested investors in the ETF will have to open an account through broker and pass KYC scrutiny to gain access to NSE. So very, very like high potential and very positive for the future. It means that it will be a sort of how do you call that? The case, the starting point of those things to happen, not mentioning the fact that people who really want to run their funding with the ETF will use those services. Sort of not a gray scheme per se, but still it's not exactly the one which sophisticated and huge investors would like, but still it's additional source of liquidity, additional source of the positiveness and confirmation for the future, sort of high increased trust and beliefs and so on. So the future seems to be bright. It's just a matter of time when it will happen, next week, next month, or in a couple of years. So guys, I hope that it was useful for you. If yes, please leave a like and subscribe. Don't forget that it will not cost you anything, this subscription, but it will help my channel to grow. And if you really like the content, then please do and push this subscribe button. It will help to grow the channel and more people will know about it, and it will also, by the way, stimulate me to do better content, because I already feel some kind of responsibility showing you all of that and sharing with you my opinion. Although it's not financial advice, it's just my personal rambling. Okay guys, so have a nice weekend, safe trading, and I hope to see you tomorrow in the next daily update. Goodbye.